I was the director of photography in this documentary. So the work Gabriel, the director, and me had to do in order to get to know Efrain. We started first going to this slaughterhouse about 2 months before we started shooting. This was a bigger project originally. It was more about the whole meat process from the start where the cows are killed until it gets to our table. But then we found, when we were looking the characters for this documentary, we found Efrain who was a really interesting character because of his thoughts about life and death, and because he had this duality and contrast between his work and his family. He's a really loving man. He's a family man, and actually he does what he does at the slaughterhouse because it's something that he needs to do in order to provide for his family. It's not that he enjoys so much killing. He also has all these thoughts any one of us can have about killing a human being or even an animal. He also regrets it. He has nightmares about it, but it's something he has to do to give life to his family. So this was a really interesting point about the character. And at the same time, while we were getting to know Efrain and gaining his trust in order for him to tell the story we wanted to, we were also analyzing this place that has a really strong atmosphere. I mean, there's hundreds of cows being killed, and cows and pigs, because they also kill pigs there. So there's this whole life being killed in that place, and it's something that you feel when you get there. It's something that is present everywhere, in the walls, in the floor, everywhere. So is between Gabriel and me, we talked a lot about which way we would try to transmit that atmosphere to the viewer of the documentary. Well, in order we tried to emphasize this contrast between the two places, also visually. So in all the slaughterhouse part, we tried to find the exact angle we needed and not move the camera, to allow the action to happen in front of the camera, but not try to follow the action with a pan or tilt or any kind of movement. So, and also to try to have a lot of things in front of the camera and the action happening behind it. Also because we didn't want to, we wanted to be a little more subtle, the way we portrayed this whole process of killing the cows, and not emphasizing on all the blood and the killing, even though it's there, but we didn't want it to be that obvious. So this, one of the ways we were working is finding the place to put the camera and to show all this action of the slaughterhouse, and not to move it. We would put the camera, we would find like a precise spot that worked for us, for the story we wanted to tell, and then we would put the camera and not move it, not try to to follow the action, or to follow the cows, or to follow the guy that was killing or tearing apart the cow. We would let the action go by in front of the camera, and then when we got what we wanted from that, we would go to another place and find this. So on the months previous to the shooting of the film, we would find these spots where we knew that we could get these things. So Gabriel and I would go and we took a photo camera, and we would shot these still images to have some idea of how we would tell this point of view of Ephraim. And we also tried to have like things in front of the camera that maybe would sometimes cut a little bit of the action or of the really obvious killing of the cow. So sometimes I think it's more strong and interesting what the viewer or what we can imagine that's going on behind than showing that. And actually it's also like something about ethics on what to show or not to the viewer. So I think we tried, and then it's something we talked, how far would we go, and how much would we let the viewer imagine. So that's how we worked at the slaughterhouse. And after, also in the slaughterhouse, we tried to emphasize on the green color of the place, on the contrast between the green lighting and the red of the blood, and to try to communicate that atmosphere to the viewer. And in his family space, there is more movement of the camera. We're trying to follow the action. It's more like a free. We also have a still images, but we try to follow more the action, and we also have wider images where we show him like more with a relationship of the space and his family. So and we also tried to have a little bit warmer color and a warmer feeling. So this is a little bit what we tried to put in the images to show this contrast that I was talking about in Ephraim's life.